I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for being with us today as I try to take a few minutes to talk a little bit about, well, Ronald McDonald House on a big scale and Ronald McDonald House here in San Diego. Again, my name is Chuck Day, and I do have the pleasure and honor of serving as the president and CEO of the San Diego Ronald McDonald House. But I also happen to be a very lucky member of a network of houses throughout the world organized through Ronald McDonald House Charities. Our global partner based in Chicago, working with our founding mission partner McDonald's. But each of our houses that we have, some 390 now throughout the world, are organized as individual charities, and our San Diego house is no exception. So today I'd like to kind of start with the overview about where we are. But first, I want to just take just a moment to thank and appreciate what's happening here at Touch of Life Foundation today. When I read through and I got to know this organization and talking to the folks I met today, empowering individuals and organizations to make a kinder world. I don't know what else I can say. In fact, I think that's the message we all need to take home today, and I just so appreciate it. And here I am with TALTalks, one of the parts of the TAL ecosystem, an incredible collection of services and vision that's going to change our world sometime. I congratulate you on that. It's really great to see someone and a collection of people make a real and lasting difference. Ronald McDonald House Charities is really and truly an inadvertent movement, I should say. The idea being that a movement really consists of a need, a spark, a niche, a vision, and a collective. And in this case, some many, many years ago, in the 1970s, 1972, it became very clear that families needed to be close to their child in the hospital, something we intuitively know. In fact, I often say that this is an incredibly simple mission we do, keeping families close, but it has such a maximum impact on the health of the child and the health of the family. Our need, keep families close. The spark for us, a 6'5" professional football player, American professional football player named Fred Hill, and his 5'4" wife Fran, and their daughter Kim. They went to Philadelphia right out of the University of Southern California back in the 1970s. He was very, very good at what he did. And he was also a great dad, as Fran is today a great mom. And in that, they had many community connections in their new hometown of Philadelphia, where he was a Philadelphia Eagle tight end. And there they found Dr. Audrey Evans, perhaps the historically preeminent director of a cancer center for pediatrics in the world at the time. A time when cancer diagnoses for children was not a very positive story to tell. And she knew exactly what needed to happen. That spark came with this simple phrase: a sick child means there's a sick family. We know in this niche that psychosocial support is one of the most important things we can provide to a family to allow them to begin to stay focused on the healing process and to remain healthy as they go through it. And that's what we tried to do. Our vision, provide a home away from home for families with a child in medical crisis. And as we know, in today's environment, when a child is in the hospital, that child is very sick. Everything we do in the healthcare environment today is to keep those children out of the hospital. But we see the families with children in the hospital. And trying to provide a home away from home is really the kind of the overlapping goal, I should say, that we have at the Ronald McDonald House. Now, this collective at the beginning with our friend Fred and his wife Fran was really this collection, the same one we have in San Diego. Physicians, nurses, and social workers, comprehensive pediatric healthcare system, volunteers and donors who really cared, and the community partners. In our case, McDonald's Corporation, and I think with all of the exception of McDonald's, it sounds an awful lot like TAL, with the great corporate support from Solix and all that makes that happen. This idea that a collective of people are dedicated to what we're trying to accomplish, and that is improve this world for families in need. We really do our very best to find ways of supporting families, and in the U.S. system, we call it Partners in Care. Moms and dads, grandparents, guardians, the 2 people or 4 people who make the most difference at the bedside can be supported in such a way that when they step away from the bedside, we support them at the Ronald McDonald House with the idea that we can help them find a moment of respite so they can go back and do what they do. That's kind of the global look, what we do. And in San Diego, our activation is a bit different. We are located directly across the street from Rady Children's Hospital and around the corner from Sharp Mary Birch Hospital for Women and Newborns. It is a high-risk delivery focused hospital here in San Diego. And so we are oftentimes serving families who have children in the neonatal intensive care, the pediatric intensive care, the cancer center next door, the cardiac care center next door, or any other version of that where the child is so ill or injured that they need support from families and need to be in the hospital. Our building sits atop a 7-story parking garage right across the street from the hospital, literally 300 steps from the bedside. What does our movement look like as we kind of transition it? I'd like to introduce you to, with the help of our friends, our technical friends, the Lopez family with this short video.
It's amazing how life works, how life is. One day we're celebrating Auntie's baby shower, and the next day we're at the hospital. Michelle is 17 years old, very bright, smart, beautiful, caring, loving, funny girl. She suffered an AVM rupture. AVMs are painful. It's pressure in your brain. How did she make it? She was a healthy child, never complained about headaches, anything, just normal kid. May 1st, we arrived to the hospital and the doctor's telling you, your child's not gonna make it. We're just here with so much faith and hope that she will recover. The social worker came by, spoke to us about Ronald McDonald's house. That was a huge relief because I knew that someone would help given the time frame for my daughter to recover.
And it also helps reduce the stress between long commutes.
It's not just about a roof over your head and the food. There's amazing staff here. With the stuff you're going through, you can relate with other families, and it's amazing to hear their story, and then we become friends.
With the amenities that they provide, you're able to come here, rejuvenate, and go back, continue taking care of your kids.
It's comforting to know I have somewhere to sleep, and to know that the next day I'll be able to be across the street at Radies. I have a 9-year-old who has been missing me since May. When she stepped foot into Ronald McDonald's house, she was just amazed. Wow! It brings joy to my heart to see how everybody has the chance to spend time with their loved ones here. It's a huge help because our kids need us. They need us when they're going through this difficult time. She wants to come and visit. It's just awesome to be able to share that experience with my daughter. I'm just so happy to be part of Ronald McDonald's house.
So our Ronald McDonald House begins with that thought, the idea that we can do our very best to care for families going through a very, very tough time. And it began out of moments of, a tragedy that was held in common by the Deloriers, the Gilliams, the Halises, Hernandez, the Romeros, the Rosas, and Shapiros. It was a cancer diagnosis that resulted in the loss of those 7 children. And absolutely incredible effort came about. A plot of land identified not far from the hospital by the CEO, Blair Sadler, Dr. Donald Schwartz, the founder of our cancer center at the then Children's Hospital, and then Irma Gusfield, the social worker, got together and said, we can do this. And what this was provide a place for a family to be when they're going through this. And our first house was born. 8 rooms turned to 12. In 2009, the board received the opportunity to build a new house right next to the hospital that you've seen a bit. And that house today, last year in 2024, 50,000 visits from family members coming to us for day use services, breakfast, lunch, dinner, using our laundry facilities, accessing online services, actually doing work from our great room, finding a place for kids to play. The idea that they could, again, actually step away. Another 1,372 family members came and stayed with us overnight. It was a different year in 2024, as you're about to see, but I'm going to share some numbers. Numbers are sometimes important, but I really like the next one. 258,000 meals served free of charge to the families we served at the Ronald McDonald House in 2024. The idea that we could provide lodging to those we could, and if we couldn't provide the lodging because we didn't have the space, we could make sure they had that breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the meal that would help them survive the day. Over 100 children attended our school away from school. The San Diego Unified District here, as one of our prior speakers said, collaboration, and absolutely phenomenal. The K through 12 school that they have there, changing and keeping lives moving forward for these families. And 81,000 hours of volunteer time at the Ronald McDonald House. And it is a true privilege to see these volunteers dealing with what we do at our house in so many different ways, from fundraising to maybe just simply saying hello at our front reception desk, touching a family, helping them understand where they are, what they can do next. And for us in our lodging program, while we're serving those meals for folks not able to stay with us, think of the fact that the average length of stay for a family at the house is 37 nights. We've had families there for 500 nights as well, all doing one thing, and that's caring for their child in the hospital. Our challenge, here it is, and 2024 even accentuated a bit more. The blue bars, they just represent the number of families on our wait list each and every night. We did not have enough capacity to serve all, and we needed to do something and make it happen. So in 2024, the last numbers that reflect this reflect at any given time more than 60 families, closer to 70 families are on that wait list. 70 families who were identified by the social work team at the hospital and our staff as needing a room to stay. This graph drives me crazy. Less than 50% of the families referred to us were able to find a room in 2024. We found a way of thinking about families differently too, because we began to study through our global network and the University of California, San Francisco, a learning from family study around the world, and particularly at the San Diego Ronald McDonald House, 350 families we looked at. And as you can see, as you kind of parse that graph, co-occurrence of anxiety and depression, well over 50% anxiety and sometimes into the 60% for depression. Clinically diagnosable. These are some folks who are really going through it. And what can we do to make that better? Well, our response in this case was a campaign. Imagine the moment. The campaign for San Diego's Ronald McDonald House, a $22 million goal. We wanted to build new rooms. We built 28. We're going to share some more about that. And we also wanted to look at how we can better serve families and preserve our sustainability. If you could play this quick video, these are some volunteers that we truly appreciate at the house.
Imagine the moment when this house becomes a sanctuary.
Imagine the moment siblings can stay together and keep learning even during crisis.
Imagine the moment when your son or daughter gets the care that they need.
Imagine the moment when you provide a meal and they don't have to think about it.
Imagine the moment when your support offers a family a little bit of time away from the hospital.
Imagine the moment when you're ready to battle cancer and lean in, and somebody chooses to stand by your side.
Imagine the moment that your daughter doesn't have to wake up without one of her parents there when she's in the hospital.
Imagine the moment when you're able to recover in a home away from home.
Imagine the moment that your donation
changes the life of a family.
Imagine what could be next.
This community of San Diego and communities throughout the world have an amazing capacity to give and volunteer. I wanted to give you this update that this community since August of 22 has given $18.8 million to the Ronald McDonald House to do what we needed to do, build more rooms, and began to expand our family support services. Our first milestone was achieved on July 1 of this year, and if you could hit this last video, I'd appreciate it as well. This one goes quickly as well. Take a look. So obviously we're at it. We're doing our very best to do what we can to take care of our families in the lodging area. And we've been very successful asking our community to join us. And the next thing we need to do is to serve our families better at the time of admission, during their stay, and as they transition home. A model based on a director of social work program that will allow us to do each of these things very effectively for the short and long term, even though some of our families stay for quite some time. At admission, we want to find out where they are as we look at anxiety and depression. How can we support them? What comes up during stay? What tribulations come their way? And then as they say, yep, it's time to go home, how can we help them celebrate but also transition back so they can care for their family? Family support services is our goal on this, and as you can see, we really need to focus on the top two problems that we see there to make sure that we allow these families to not only benefit from what's going on clinically, but to be able to step away and to change things as they go home for that child. The last young lady you saw as we concluded that video, her name is Zoe, a two-time cancer survivor, an absolute dynamo. She sang the national anthem at the Alpine Rodeo here just a few weeks ago before she went home to Palm Desert, and she was cancer-free. That was an indication of the kind of families we see every day. People with problems they never expected and problems that we as a community in San Diego can help. And this, our next pillar for our campaign, is upon us. Family support really is that focus. And right now, we've raised enough money that we're beginning to staff up and move that program forward. We have a global reach in what we do, but as you look at our Ronald McDonald House, we are nothing more than the activities and interactions that each of us have as we go forward. Victoria, a cancer patient, obviously, underway and under care, but on the way to finding a distraction at the house between her chemotherapy sessions. They come in for 30 days inpatient, come home to us for a week, then they go back 5-6 times. Our job, be there when they're back at the house. And in the meantime, help mom and dad survive the stay and see what we can do. We want to take care and celebrate moms on Mother's Day. We want to do our best to make sure that collaborative partners, and I was so glad to see our clubhouse on this display. The Padres have been great friends, and we'll get a call from the owners at the Padres and say, bring some families up to the owner's box. The idea that we're able to collaborate in that manner really allows us to kind of work with the San Diego Unified School District, our local corporations, Feeding America, the San Diego Food Bank, to do things that we would not be able to do by ourselves. And this is just one of those examples. It's an absolutely beautiful opportunity for our families. But to do what we can, from Love on a Leash with our canine visitors coming in, to do what we can to make sure we give that moment of distraction and entertainment we can while they're going through an otherwise very tough time. Oh, and when we have Illumina come in, it's usually some kind of a slime experiment. Illumina, a biotech here in San Diego that does a phenomenal job. We do our best to really take care of that. So Imagine the Moment is our solution. I wonder oftentimes, what a global entity like, as we think about Touch a Life Foundation, could become in, say, 50 years. And this is what Ronald McDonald House Charities is today. About 390 Ronald McDonald Houses, another large portion of programs called Ronald McDonald House Family Rooms, and other care mobile projects. We're providing 2.7 million overnight stays throughout our system in 42 different countries. We're doing our best because we know, for example, in San Diego, a week stay at any local hotel, a minimum of $3,000 a week, as you're going to go through all that goes with that. What can we do? We're looking to make those savings available to parents so they can focus on their child. And the idea that these Ronald McDonald houses can reach out and do something that does a little bit more than maybe what's happening at the hospital, but is always in support of the idea that they're going to survive and thrive as they go forward. So I congratulate Touch a Life to see what's next. You have an incredible TAL ecosystem out there. I just really appreciate the fact that I could share our story. It's a 50-year story. You're about 10 years now in full operation. What could happen in the next 10 years? In our case, it took us 5 years. We were the 19th house in the system, and today, we are one of the largest in the world. But it's not always about size, it's about service and delivery and being able to make a difference from volunteers to our staff, and then watching families support each other. So that's my message today is congratulations and what's next, because I know your movement will grow and grow as well. Thank you for letting me share a little bit about Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego. I'm truly honored to be here, and thank you for participating in this conference and the idea that you're looking to see what's next, and kindness is behind it all. Thank you.